This the opportunities that those guys get versus the opportunities with which tier 2 college guys or school guys get is completely different, because they are much ahead. They are exposed. Companies land there to pick the best.
Specifically, Indians are passionate for one sport, that is cricket. Everyone plays gully cricket.
Yeah.
And they want to or aspires to become Sachin Tendulkar at one time, then Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and then Virat Kohli now. When I was a kid, I want to become a cricketer. My parents always specified one thing. आपको पता है कितने cricketers हैं इंडिया में? 12 players हैं सिर्फ. इतने लोग बनना चाहते हैं क्रिकेटर, सिर्फ 12 लोग ही क्रिकेटर बनना चाहते हैं, बन पाते हैं. तो why to choose this profession? We are not able to teach them a language of communication. Yesterday I was taking an interview. I said, why you left your last job? I asked the candidate. She said, company was trying to grow or company was growing and उन्होंने कुछ लोग fire कर दिए. So I said, it means you were not able to contribute them in their growth. तभी आपको fire कर दिया, मतलब बेकार लोग निकाल दिए कंपनी ने. She was answerless because she is not able to communicate. Dubai and India को मैं understand करना चाहता हूँ. But after every visit to Dubai, I feel inspired. Why I feel inspired? After knowing their history. If we go back 20 years, Dubai was nothing. It's just a sand.
Yeah.
And sand पे ऐसा structure build करना is not an easy task. वो क्यों हुआ? Because of one thing, that is vision of a leader. बहुत progressive mindset है इनका. When I talk about Dubai, you call it services they have, you call it the infrastructure they have, and Burj Khalifa, whatever they want.
Yes.
They want the best.
We run this community called Job Readiness Hub, where a lot of students come, participate, and there are a lot of mentors who are also on our platform who give support. It's more of giving back to the society and also giving back in terms of knowledge.
So welcome to this podcast, Let's Talk Education. So Sham, before I start this podcast or before we go for a journey, I want to understand why this book, your best-selling author book.
Great question. I think a lot of people have asked me.
Getting Future Ready.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the title.
Yes, absolutely. So, see, I struggled a lot when I was a student, and there was no one who could tell me or show me the right direction, right? And then when I grew in my career, I was luckily in a role where I hired from campuses, including IITs, IIMs, ISBs as well. I still feel one common challenge which students have, not graduated from school, and then there are pressure to score and then land in IITs, IIMs, and other colleges, and they still don't have that kind of a clarity on what they want to do and where the future is heading to. So if they can take a step back, understand, look at any specific program, and I realized that there is no such, right? So then I thought, okay, why not let me create this program which will give us very structured framework and a very philosophical way to help them understand about themselves and the world around them, and then it can possibly help them to choose the right career. A very meaningful way by there are very specific frameworks that we have, including alignment quotients, top 3 secrets that I want every student to know, and things like that. So this has all been covered in the book as frameworks. Yeah.
Right. And why this title, Getting Job Ready?
So because
do you feel people after doing or spending a lot of time in education system, still they are not ready for the job? Is that question?
So they feel they are ready, but then if you look at industries or corporates, there is a lot of people out there who's hunting for rightly skilled talents. Right? On the other side, there is a mass of students or volume of students who are hunting for jobs. These don't really match.
True.
If you look at this, why doesn't match? One side people are hunting, other side people are looking for jobs. There is some gap, and that's what we call it as talent supply gap. Now, who will bridge this gap?
Right.
It has to be the students themselves.
But it should be fixed by school or colleges.
Yes,
right?
The system which is working or empowering the students should also empower them in a different way or a slightly different approach to make them think and get job ready. Right. So that's why I thought let me initiate this initiative of getting job ready, and we run this community called Job Readiness Hub, where a lot of students come, participate, and there are a lot of mentors who are also on our platform who give support. It's more of giving back to the society and also giving back in terms of knowledge. So when I started off back in 2020, COVID, a lot of time people had, while a lot of people whom I know were watching series, episodes, and we were talking about it. मेरे को लगा, yeah, let's spend some time, quality time, and create something which is, helpful in the best possible way to give back to the society. And I thought about it for quite few days. Then I realized the best way for me to give back is what I know. And whom should I give it back to? It's mainly, ideally, the next generation, which is the students. So that's where it struck my mind that, okay, let me create some kind of a masterclass or a framework which will help a large set of audience, and why not students? And because I've been in hiring, talent acquisition, I have done global hirings for corporates, including multinationals to high-tech startups. So that triggered me, and also visiting campuses, because I aspire to be an IIT, IIM, but it never happened. But at the same time, I have seen people, and you have been lucky enough to, not lucky enough, of course, there is a lot of hard work behind that, and you have landed there, but still, we are similar, right? So the one key difference is the opportunities that those guys get versus the opportunities with which tier 2 college guys or school guys get is completely different. Right, because they are much ahead, they are exposed, companies land there to pick the best. Then there is deficit of talent. Then they come to the next tiers, cities and colleges. So if everybody is aware, it bridges the talent gap, right? So that's the whole idea.
Even I'm able to relate now. Even we are growing company, and we need a lot of human resources right now, and finding a human resource is really challenging and difficult as well. On the other hand, when we see news, when we see articles online, you always read about it, or you always read about one thing: there is unemployment in the country. Why there is unemployment? Here we are looking for jobs, people for jobs, and on the other hand, yes, demand and supply, is different.
Yes.
So demand is there, supply is not there. Why supply is not there? Because they are not ready.
They're not ready.
We'll go in depth why they are not ready.
Yes.
So before that, I want to understand your journey before 2020.
Yeah.
So what you were doing, how it started.
So
and second question, I will be focusing on. You mentioned about some hub. Normally, I heard about startup hubs, innovation hubs.
Yes.
But you mentioned something different in this conversation.
That's called Job Readiness Hub.
Job Readiness Hub.
Hub.com.
Yeah.
So that's the website.
Right.
It's a community-driven platform where students, there is free membership for students as well. They can come access the platform.
It's virtual.
Yeah, it's virtual. It's completely online. There is also a mobile version, so they can also use the mobile app, etc.
Okay.
Yeah. So see, if it's a community, inside the community, there are a lot of students, now like-minded students. We will get there on what they do in the community. Probably we should speak about the community a little later, when we know what's the journey, and the journey probably not ends there. Their life journey starts there, but their job readiness community is where it blossoms.
I'm also a believer of communities, creating communities. Why this term or community plays a very important role in my life, because my whole story starts from Auroville. And that's a community-driven, area, or community-driven society.
Great.
And community plays a very important role in your growth, in your success, in everything in your life. And of course, creating and binding and uplifting that community can create disruption as well.
Absolutely.
And different impact.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So before 2020, I want to know about your journey, how it started, what was
2020 changed. Of course, for a lot of people, not just of the COVID thing, but then so that's when I landed in Dubai, and
you came.
Yeah, I landed in Dubai in Jan 2020, and my career started in a completely different tangent, right? And all this while, I was also clueless. I would say, for about 35 odd years, I was clueless on what is the right job for me, right? So what I was doing before is, of course, like most others, I did my engineering. I started off with a BPO job where I was selling credit cards to the US customers sitting right here in Chennai.
Which every Indian do. Yeah.
Right. Start off Engineering background, start off with a BPO.
Yeah.
Night shift, great salary, great perks, nice lifestyle. But couple of months later, I realized this is not my cup of tea. Then I started thinking that my parents have spent a lot of money for my education. I did my engineering. Electronics and instrumentation was my stream. So I thought, okay, let me get into some technical stream. And then I pursued some opportunities again through references, through helps, my dad's references, etc. I got into something which is again a paper manufacturing plant back in E-Road. I started off as an instrumentation engineer. I was super excited that yes, I'm going to my core, right? So what
Finally,
I studied,
yeah.
what I studied is what I'm going to be doing now. 1 year, I dirtied my hands. I learned a lot of things, be it flow meters to your distributed control systems to valves, various things, sensors, etc. I really enjoyed. It was a great learning experience. But then through the journey, I realized that is not a sense of purpose or belonging that I could feel. Right? Nothing wrong with the job. I really respect that, but it is not just for me. Right? Then I thought, okay, let me grow or let me learn something for me to, grow. And then I decided that let me do my MBA.
Right.
So when I finished my MBA is when 2008, 2009, the big recession. A lot of senior folks were not getting jobs. But luckily I was one out of those 3 campus grads who got placement. I studied my MBA from Christ in Bangalore. And 3 out of the entire 100 odd people. So I was one of them, luckily. I started off with a software testing company doing marketing and demand gen for Europe region sitting in Bangalore. So that job gave me a lot of exposure in terms of what is the software, how softwares or products are built, how businesses operate, how geographically businesses can penetrate, and of course HR to finance to marketing to demand gen, your analyst relations, multiple things. Then slowly in the career, I was, of course, earning good, but at the same time, I was thinking that we should grow because I just started off as an executive, junior level, fresh out of college. So I was thinking of what's in it for me. Then I started looking at other roles. Then, I started or I got into a contract staffing a company where I was helping companies to identify the best talents for their projects. So it's basically a contract staffing, mainly technology staffing. So whatever products or services they do, they will need resources, right? So then they depend on agencies or contractual providers to supply manpower, right? So that was the business that I was into. I was doing great, and I was working with a lot of captives and GCCs, your global capability centers back in Bangalore and the south of India. That's when I realized the bread and butter is mainly the right skilled talents for the open jobs for whatever they want to build, right? Not everyone and anyone can be a part of the selection process. I have sat through a lot of interviews with a lot of companies, understand how they hire, prepare students right from those days and get them placed. And it's a contractual employment. So also contractual employment for them, right? TCS, Infosys, everybody does it, but it's the permanent employment with them. But then we were a different contractual staffing company, and that's what we did. Then I wanted to outgrow, and I thought, okay, let me switch to the other side of the table, right? So I'm a service provider as a resource provider. Now I then went to a corporate talent acquisition role where I started managing the entire hiring practice for a couple of startups, high-tech analytics startups based in Bangalore. I hired for leadership roles to multi-country roles, including Middle East to Southeast Asia, Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, Japan, Australia. So that gave me a passion to, probably look at opportunities for me outside of India, right? And that's when I came to Dubai. In 2019, I would say I came here towards the end of 19. In search of opportunities, and you won't believe I had 3 different versions of my resumes. So whomever I meet, it depends which resume I give. It depends on that person on which resume I will present to them, and I'll talk that language, right? So my 3 different versions were, one was of course a corporate HR talent acquisition professional, the recent one that I was doing. The other one was contract staffing, business development role. There are a lot of recruitment agencies and contract staffing companies. So that was the BD role. The third was something which was completely unique, which is combination of HR, technology, and sales. I realized Dubai is more of a consulting, sales-driven market. So I got a couple of options, and I started off with HR tech. So now I work with a HR tech company. I help them in digitizing and automating their HR processes. So this has been my journey. So before 2020, this is what I had been doing. And in 2020 is when I parallelly, while I started off with the HR tech company, I also sell to HRs, CHROs and HR leaders. What I sell is softwares, right? But at the same time, I have good relationship with them. So I also understand from them, how do they manage human capital within the company? What do they do for hiring? How do they retain talent? How do they nurture talent? How do they, upskill, reskill talents? Their existing internal employees, and what do they do, or what do they expect when they look at hiring talents from outside the organization, right? So those conversations triggered, and then it went deeper in me that it's really not the students are really not job ready, right? So they are super smart these days, given the exposure they have today with the tools and the technologies around, which I or we didn't have. They are really super smart, but they only lack right direction. If they know where they want to go in the right way, they would be superhumans, I would say.
And what is that right way, if we define?
So what we also help students on is identifying the right career path for them, right? So how do you identify a right career path? We have a 4 alignment quotient formula, right? So the first and foremost is they need to align their career with their personal interests, their strengths. What is my personality type? What am I naturally good at? What do I enjoy doing?
What they're passionate at.
What are they passionate about? The second is they should align themselves with their future aspirations. What do they want to become? What kind of a lifestyle do they want? And then go after that dream job that you want to achieve, which will help you lead the life that you want, right? The third alignment quotient is you need to align your career with your educational background. You can't do a nursing course and come and tell me that I need to fly a plane. It's practically not possible. But at the same time, there are some specialization courses which can be taken on top of your basic curriculums. Could be you have done engineering, that's fine, but you can do data analytics or digital twin programs, multiple cybersecurity certifications which are available for you to go and future-proof your career. That's the third alignment. Fourth, and the most important that I would say, is they need to align with industry's talent demand. What does the industry want?
Industry standards, yeah.
Yes. If these 4 alignment quotients are there, then according to us or in the community, we say that you have future-proofed your career.
थोड़ा सा deep में जाते हैं इसको लेके, because it's very interesting. All the 4 points are very interesting. So when we go with the first question, where you are saying they should be aligned with the career, what they want to do,
aligned with their personality type,
or what they are passionate at, or whatever they want to do in their lives. Now let's take an example of a student, right, who enters into a school life. This question, maybe you will be able to solve my question, because I'm asking these questions from a lot of principals and a lot of school owners, but I'm not able to get satisfied with the answer. So I say I spent almost 15 years of my life in school. 12 years, 1st to 12th grade, and 3 years the KG and kindergarten. So 15 years of my life I've spent in school. Then 4 years in my graduation, or 3 years in my graduation. Then probably 2 years in masters. So 15 plus 3 or 15 plus 4 is 19. 19 plus 2 is 21
years.
I spent 21 years in my education system, and after that I came to know that I'm not ready for the future. So just imagine that time I've spent in my life got wasted. After knowing this, still we are following the same culture and the same system and the same process. Still our education system is same. Why no one is ready to change this education system? सबको पता है कि आपने तो उसके ऊपर बुक लिख दी, और आप तो एक बिजनेस बना दिया आपने उसके ऊपर कि गेटिंग फ्यूचर रेडी और गेटिंग जॉब रेडी. बट ऑन द अदर हैंड, this is a harsh reality. This is a truth. This is a fact. Everyone knows about it. Government knows about it. Citizens knows about it. Being a being a son, my parents were aware कि मैं इसको जो स्कूल में भेज रहा हूँ ये टाइम वेस्ट कर रहा है, बट स्टिल आई हैव टू गो टू द स्कूल बिकॉज ऑफ द सोसाइटी प्रेशर. नाउ आफ्टर बिकमिंग अ पेरेंट मुझे भी पता है, और एंड इन टू सेम इंडस्ट्री, सेम वर्किंग इन एजुकेशन सिस्टम, वर्किंग इन स्कूल एजुकेशन सिस्टम precisely.
Yes.
Probably I'll not get convinced with any school now where I have to send my daughter. After knowing this and after understanding the whole process, still I have to send my daughter to a school.
Absolutely, because that's the bare minimum that we have to do to survive. Yeah.
इस पूरे स्ट्रक्चर को कैसे आप देखते हो और कैसे आप रीडिफाइन करने का सोचते हो?
So great question. So I wouldn't say that nobody is acting on changing this. Of course, there are larger bodies, governments, and authorities who are doing this. But are they aware of what needs to be done is the biggest question. I'm not questioning them or I'm not propagating this, but all I'm trying to say is, I feel that I have figured out a system or a step-by-step process. Now, if you look at this, the first step, when you're 10 years old, when you're in your secondary grades, ideally, is when you should be given that freedom with a boundary from the parents to start exploring. Fail, that's okay to fail, so that you can still come back to parents. Now, what will they do is something that we need to observe, and you need to tell them what they need to do. So if you ask me, what being a parent as well, so what I typically do is, I see my son is still younger, but what I will probably do, or what I have done with other set of students who are in the community and the parents, is they recommend their kids to take up those personality tests or assessments. Like there are MBTI, Myers-Briggs type indicator, to your RISAC, there is a career thriving index. There are multiple assessments that are available. And there are free assessments also, which is also given inside the book. There are QR codes inside the book, which they can take up. There are no right or wrong answers. Everything is right only. It will only give you a personality type and an indicator that, okay, this is what I enjoy doing. This is what I feel happy about if I do this, and if this is the impact that I bring to the society, if this is the impact that I can bring to the community, etc. So that is the basic first direction to assess a person. Everybody has two eyes, 2 ears, one nose, but everybody looks different. Why? Because everybody is unique.
And the thought process and the brain works different.
Everybody is unique. Right. So there is job for everyone. But if you choose the right job mindfully, you will have a peaceful, happy, and a very successful life. A lot of my friends and other people also whom I have encountered, they say, yeah, done with the corporate, done with programming, done with coding. I want to set up a restaurant. I want to do other business. Why? Because
personality.
They're not enjoying what they're doing now.
True.
And they have chosen a wrong career path. And there is no one to tell them that, hey, this is a wrong career path. Right? So we have also built a 5P validation framework within the system. Right? So I'm just breaking down the book concepts, but it is very well explained in the book, and also in the community we teach students, we handhold and guide them on how to validate, etc. So if I talk about the 5P validation framework, the first P stands for passion. What are you passionate about? Is that job gives you that passion, right? Number 2 is problem. What is the problem statement that you are trying to solve via the job role that you are getting into, right? The third is, who's the persona that will benefit from your job role or the outcome of the job role? Say, why are you being hired in a job? To do a certain job, to certain task.
Right.
For that you need a certain skill. Now by doing that task or skill, whom are you serving? There is a persona, right? So that's the third P, persona. The fourth is there potential to scale it up, to grow, right? And the fifth is your payment. If there is a potential and willingness to pay, right? If your passion can solve a problem for a particular persona and there is a potential in the market with a willingness to pay or get paid and financially rewarding, then you have future-proofed your career. Now, whatever career you can choose, if it is subject to automation, you will end up losing a job in a few years, and then you will be back to square one.
Right.
So you should choose something which is aligned based on the 4 alignment questions that we spoke. And students might come back and say that I want to be a gamer, I want to be a YouTuber. That's what Gen Zs are thinking, but not everybody can be that, right? That's, if you ask me, if you had asked me earlier, I used to say I wanted to be a doctor. And then when I got exposed, I thought I wanted to be a pilot. And then when I graduated, started off with a BPO, went to a call center, and then instrumentation engineer, and then sales, and then now HR, now doing HR tech, and now doing coaching and helping students. So it has been a different journey. I'm sure everybody has different or journeyed or taken different career paths. But if you have the foundation right, which is your 4 alignment questions, and based on that you validate based on this 5 P's, then you can be double sure that yes, the chosen job for me is right and relevant, and then I can then pursue to the next step of how do I now go about preparing myself to that job role, right? So that's something that we teach inside the community, and it's also covered in the book.
Very interesting. मैं इसको एक लेमैन की लैंग्वेज में कंक्लूड करता हूँ, जहाँ पे मुझे लगता है कि इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड, विच यू आर ट्राइंग टू make our audience understand as well. Whenever we go in a garage, car garage, for example, my car needs to get fixed. What we do? We run a diagnostic test.
Yes.
And then we figure out what is the problem.
Correct.
And then we solve the problem. Now, when we go into education system, we don't go for any diagnostics. We don't go for what a student need.
Correct.
For example, yes, right now, if I talk about, there are YouTubers, those who are earning more than anyone.
Yes.
There are influencers, those who are earning more than anyone. So these career options were not there. Correct. If we go back 5 years or maybe 3 years or 5 years or down the line 10 years, there was no career options available. But right now the career options are available. But still our education system is not focusing or pushing these career options. Correct. आज भी बोला जाता है कि इतना टाइम वेस्ट मत करो यूट्यूब पे, इतना टाइम वेस्ट मत करो सोशल मीडिया पे, बट स्टिल these specific options are making boom in the industry. Correct. And people are now if you see after coming Netflix or all these platforms, Bollywood, Hollywood are struggling.
Yes. Series coming up,
cinemas are struggling.
Yes.
Right. COVID ke time pe cinemas almost band ho gaye, and people got a habit of watching in Netflix. Stopped. Even after COVID I haven't been to any cinema. Just imagine, earlier we used to go once in a month or twice in a month. That has changed the whole life.
Yes.
So understanding the career options and what you are passionate for, early age में कैसे डिटेक्ट किया जा सकता है?
So
for example, I want to send my daughter to a school now, and I don't know what she's gonna be after 20 years or 25 years after graduation or something. How can I be sure कि whatever she is doing, she is on a right track in terms of her career or in terms of her passion?
Great. So we can't take guesses here. It's only some directions that we can give, right? But when that individual self, right? So when that individual self is matured enough to take up some kind of personality assessments, because answers will also keep changing. Right now, I might think something and then I would answer the same set of questions in a different way. Versus when I'm more matured, I would answer the same set of questions in a different way.
Absolutely.
Right? So because the questions and the patterns are the same, and the outcome will differ based on your maturity level, your behavior, your thought process, and various things. Right? So you have to take up those kind of personality tests, situational assessments. That's the way to go about it. I'm not sure if too early for kids ke liye, if there are any specific assessment centers. But I would say that ideally we should nurture them in all practices, be it sport. Even if it is sport, it has to be at least a group sport or a team sport and an individual sport. Put them on music, put them on curriculums, could be maths, science, and then they will, or history. There are various other domains available. Technology is one, which is today no company exists or no profession exists without AI and technology. So let them grow, let them nurture. Once they pick it up, then there is a separate process or a strategy to attain that. So that's something that we help. But to set the foundation, because everybody, as I said, is unique. They come from different backgrounds. At a certain specific age, they will have the self maturity to think, and when they take up that assessment, then it will see. आज की problem क्या है ना? People think that they know everything, right? They're super smart, no doubt.
Yeah.
Information is power. Information is right there in their hands. They know everything, but at the same time, they should also know that how the world existed before,
Yeah.
what exists today, and how the future will exist.
Right.
If you don't look backward, you won't be able to look forward. You are currently here in the age of Industry 4.0. Right now, if you look back, my parents, my grandparents used to live in huts, right? And then those times, my grandfather was the first one in my street that I could relate to who had a two-wheeler, right?
That
So
was a
mechanical
big
engineering,
thing.
was a big thing. So that time, if you're doing engineering, civil engineering was the big thing, because if you can construct a house, there was a demand. Now, if you can do a cantilever beam and construct a falling bridge, that's the new thing, right? If you can just construct a house, that's no more big deal, right? So innovations are taking or taking over or replacing. So gone are those days of civil engineering to mechanical, automobile, to now computers, IT, and in the age of Industry 4, and future is AI with Meta and virtual reality and all of this coming in. So they should know the future and prepare for the future. So if you look back, take a step back, assess and discover. So that's what we call it as, there is a 6-step process that we have to attain the state of job readiness. So if you look at that 6-step process, the first step is discovery. Step 1 is discovery. You need to discover multiple things, and there is a set process to discover. Not just your own self by taking assessments. You should also discover where do you belong to, what is happening around you, what is the future looking like. There are also GICS, which is Global Industry Classification Standards. Any company that exists today has to be accommodated into those 11 sectors, 24 industry groups, and 158 sub-industries, etc. So your job basically lies there.
Yeah.
So if you don't know the skeleton, which is like the menu card, how will you choose where will you settle and grow your career, right? So these are few awareness that they need to get as a student. So with that awareness, and then they do some activities, exercises, and there are also worksheets, workbooks, in fact, to including their visualization, to dream building activities that will help them to think and discover themselves. And as a parent, you can only nurture them. You give them the space, give them the freedom, let them do the activity, and they should be able to come back to you with questions and without any benefit of judgment that my dad will judge me for this. No, not with that thought. So they should fall back or come back to you for. So that's the support system that we as parents should create, and put them on a system which helps them to discover many things, and then align, and then validate if that alignment is right, and then you prepare or empower that step 4, and then you start building your resumes accordingly and start positioning yourself.
एक एग्जांपल लेते हैं. I don't know about other countries, but in our country specifically, if I talk about India, एक ना कहानी है जो हर पेरेंट ने अपने बच्चे को सुनाई है. आपने भी सुनी होगी, मैंने भी सुनी होगी. We people, specifically Indians, are passionate for one sport, that is cricket. In every house there is a cricket.
Yes.
The cricketer.
Yes.
Everyone plays gully cricket.
Yeah.
And they wants to or aspires to become Sachin Tendulkar at one time, then Mahendra Singh Dhoni, and then Virat Kohli now. When I was a kid, I want to become a cricketer. I'm just taking an example. My parents always specified one thing. आपको पता है कितने क्रिकेटर्स हैं इंडिया में? 12 प्लेयर्स हैं सिर्फ. इतने लोग बनना चाहते हैं क्रिकेटर, सिर्फ 12 लोग ही क्रिकेटर बनना चाहते हैं, बन पाते हैं. तो वाई टू चूज दिस प्रोफेशन? इस वजह से बहुत लोग क्रिकेटर नहीं बन पाते. Similarly, now if I understand today's scenario, parents identify or kid identify automatically these days, because we are in the 21st century and kids are very smart. Gen Z के बाद millennials, all these generations are very crazy.
Yes.
So now if I specify some student is excited and able to understand that I'm good at music, wants to become a musician, let it be guitarist or a lead singer, let's suppose. After knowing all this thing, after knowing the skill, after knowing the passion, after knowing the talent, parents don't support. मुझे अगर रियलाइज हो जाता है मेरा 10 साल का बच्चा wants to become a lead singer, my focus after knowing this thing, after maybe 10 years, after 10-year-old, my 100% focus should be I want her to spend maximum time in that field.
Yes.
But
yes,
as a parent or maybe
see, parents,
I'll not do.
I get your
How to change this scenario?
So see, parents should step forward and support. Firstly, they have that fear of losing out, right, or missing out, and secondly, they feel that it's not easy to become, right? At least kuch to ban jaye, right? Because you have to be successful. Now, success doesn't mean becoming a cricketer at all, or becoming only a cricketer or a musician. If you know the passion is in cricket, there are many jobs in cricket.
Exactly.
There are many jobs in cricket.
Music.
There is sports analytics, there is cricket analytics, there is data on the players. There are fantasy leagues. There are so many other roles that exist around cricket.
Tech is involved, everything is involved, a lot of things are there.
So see, broadcasting, there is definitely a cameraman, there is the multiple, there are also drone cameras, exactly, right? You can manufacture a drone camera, you can work for a drone camera which can sell to the cricket team or the ICC, right? So specialized for cricket, there are so many analytics, there are so many sensors that are made to empower more cricketers. For example, there are only 12 players. Fine, there is a 20 people squad with backups, etc. Fine. Now everybody wants to play cricket. They want to get that experience. Now there is VR cricket. You can build something around VR cricket. You can be a salesperson of the VR cricket tool. Could be from
all these things. I'm able to relate, of course.
Right.
Why we are able to talk about it, because
so there are many roles out there
because of awareness.
Around cricket.
But now if I talk about majority, 95% of people in our country or across the world, they don't come in that category where they have awareness.
Correct.
My question is, going with this subject and going with this idea, getting people ready, future ready or job ready, the first transformation which is required is to be done in parents. So your brand or your company or your idea, does that work as well, or does that cover as well?
So
that's my question.
Largely this is student focused, because that's where the talent is being nurtured. But parents, yes, you are right, we should also cover, but there are a few parents who step forward to do this. But what I'm trying to say here is awareness, that's the that's a part of discovery, which is a part of our step one. If you look at our 6-step process, step one is discovery. In discovery is where you get all this awareness of what and all exists. Say if you walk into a restaurant, you will get the menu card first. Now, based on your mood, you will choose, you want a 3-course meal or a 5-course meal, you want to have a soup, you want to have 2 starters and a main course or a roti, or you don't want to have a soup, that's fine, right? But you get the menu and then you choose. And then based on your feeling, you choose the meal for that moment. Right? Similarly, this is your life. Boss, have that awareness, have that spread of the future of jobs. What is available? Once you know, okay, itne sare options hain in sports, in tech, in events, in ticketing, in stadium management, there are multiple roles, right? There are multiple roles, but people are not aware. And you know what? People randomly who don't want to do that get into that job, and then later they regret or they feel bad about it. But people who want to get into this are sitting and doing some other programming, coding.
मतलब बड़े इंटरेस्टिंग ये कन्वर्सेशन है यार. मतलब एक्चुअली देखा जाए ना, व्हाट आई एम एबल टू रियलाइज थ्रू दिस पॉडकास्ट इज कोई ना फोकस ही नहीं कर रहा है इस इंडस्ट्री पे. वी आर नॉट मेकिंग द फ्यूचर रेडी. नाउ गोइंग अहेड, आई वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड, यू आर लिविंग इन Dubai since 5 years, right? And from India, है ना? You are from India. आप दोनों countries के culture को understand करते हैं, and let's understand how they are making it जॉब रेडी आपने ये चूज़ क्यों किया कंट्री? पहले तो मैं ये बाय डेस्टिनेशन था और क्या था मतलब?
No, see, I landed here for my personal career growth, right? But then I wanted to give back to the society, and the best way that I could think of is sharing my knowledge and the journey, because I have done multiple journeys, and I have hired on that shoes as well, and I know that what companies expect, and I see students have a lot of gap in terms of being job ready. So that's when I thought, okay, let me give back to the society in this best way, and the audience would be students, right? School students say you should start thinking, then you will be able to pick the right stream for your graduation, and from that stream, then what next, right? So also today's topic is mainly on what schools and colleges don't teach, right? So primarily, if I break it down, of course, they are teaching subjects, they are teaching great content, fundamental, essential skills, all of that is great. But if you ask me, they are not doing the foundation for the awareness and the self-discovery. That's number one. So number two, once you have chosen that, okay, whatever means that you have chosen that, hey, मैं ये बनना चाहता हूँ, this is what I want to become. Now what next? They don't teach them to position yourself. For example, some colleges today, even schools, they help them with resume, LinkedIn profile. All of this is very basic, right? So when you want to position yourself, now you should think as a marketer, right? So we come with that mindset, and we help students to position themselves in the right way, so that they feel, or the other person feels, that they are the best candidate for this open job. How do you create that kind of an impression, right? So there are templates, there are worksheets. Once you have defined or identified, this is what I want to become, my career niche is this, then we help you with interview elevator pitch. How do you have a 60-second interview elevator pitch? How can you build your keyword friendly resume which passes your ATS today? How do you build your LinkedIn profile so that it is coming on top of your recruiter searches, right? And you get 30-45 seconds to catch the attention. So your interview elevator pitch helps them based on what problem you will solve on the job. So if by speaking that language, students express that they already know what they need to do if they are being hired.
Right.
That's what companies expect. That is what we mean by job ready. इसके लिए there are standard templates. Now for this job role, this is the elevator pitch. For this job role, this is the elevator pitch. Again, that company, for example, data analytics, which is a broad term. Now, if you're doing data analytics for a hospital or a healthcare on patient data is different. If you're doing data analytics on retail customers or your FMCG products, that's going to be different. That's your consumer analytics. If you're doing data analytics on sports players, it's player analytics. So the same data analytics is a broad concept. If you know data analytics, you can work on any of your passionate domain.
I believe most of the system, education system, is not focused on goal oriented. I'll just give you example. We teach a lot of languages in our school. English, Hindi, Punjabi, Kannada, lot of regional languages as well. But we are not able to teach them a language of communication, which is missing. For example, yesterday I was taking an interview. I said, why you left your last job? I asked the candidate. She said, company was trying to grow, or company was growing, and उन्होंने कुछ लोग fire कर दिए. So I said, it means you were not able to contribute them in their growth. तभी आपको fire कर दिया, मतलब बेकार लोग निकाल दिए कंपनी ने. She was answerless because she is not able to communicate. Communication.
That may not be the case, but how you present yourself.
Exactly. Right? Oh, case is different, no? Yes. Because बात करनी आती है, but street smart और smartly बात नहीं करनी आती लोगों को. That's missing in our system as well. So coming back to the question, my question is, Dubai and India को मैं understand करना चाहता हूँ. For me, Dubai, I traveled world now. After every visit in Dubai, or after every visit to Dubai, I feel inspired. Why I feel inspired? After knowing their history. If we go back 20 years, Dubai was nothing. It's just a sand. And sand पे ऐसा structure build करना is not an easy task. वो क्यों हुआ? Because of one thing, that is vision of a leader or a founder or a
Yes.
The country honor, I'll say, not a, because it's not a democratic country, so country honor. So let's consider this country as a company, and the owner of the company is so passionate and visionary, and he has built this country or company in a very amazing and beautiful structure way. बहुत progressive mindset है इनका. When I talk about Dubai, you call it services they have, you call it the infrastructure they have, and Burj Khalifa, whatever they want, they want the best. Let's come to their education system, and let's compare this education system with our Indian education system. What is the difference you're able to find?
Great question. So here, see, 90% of the population are expats, right? And also it's a flowing population. When I say flowing,
Coming and going.
yeah, people might come for 4 years, 5 years, and then they may go back because of job change. And people from diverse backgrounds. You will find an American, European, African, Indian, Asian, Pakistani, multiple nationalities are here. So they have a diverse set of curriculums. If you look at our Indian curriculums, you have CBSE to ICSE to
IB or
IB.
state boards.
Multiple curriculums are available here as well. If you look at European curriculums, that is also available here, right? So there are schools which practice certain curriculums specifically so that they can go back, or if they're coming midway from their school journey, they can continue here. But while those curriculums are delivered, at the same time, they have a very strong philosophy of practical learning, right? I have interacted with a lot of kids, be it in Dubai, be it in India. Indian kids are very knowledge rich, they're knowledge heavy, but they can't communicate. These kids, their knowledge is at the base level, at the top level. They don't go deep into everything. For example, you ask a question, our Indian kids will be able to write pages because they know and they are writing. Here you ask the same question, there are multiple instances. The kids ask, what is the option? You give them the option and they will choose the right option. They know the answer, right? So here the question and the answer format itself is different, right? In your curriculum, in your examination and things like that. So students are more vocal, more communicating, communicable here. And if you put these two kids together, or bunch of these students together, Dubai-based kids will have an upper hand just because of their communication. But when they build something together, the knowledge which these guys have, Indian kids have, which is far extremely superb.
After spending 20 years in Indian education system, or 15 years in Indian education system and 15 years in UAE education system, which one is aligned for you? Who is the job ready? How is the future ready?
I would say definitely Dubai-based kids, because they can communicate and they will be able to crack the interview, they'll be able to sell themselves, position themselves, attract opportunities for them. The reason is awareness and exposure. The same step one, discovery, right? Because they are exposed to multiple things here and multicultural. So here, say for example, my son, he goes with multiple nationalities, right? At least I can think of 10 plus nationalities is what he associates with in his class, which itself is a big difference. For me to get to that state, it took me 35 years.
To know 10 nationality people.
Nationality people, interact with them. And
True.
so that exposure makes a big difference. While they grow, the way they will grow, the way they will think and act, it plays a, as you said, community, where you live matters a lot.
So even for education system, for schooling system, I always consider this as a community only. Why it's community? I always say, if, let's suppose 15 years back or 20 years back, मैं अगर अंबानी के बेटे के साथ पढ़ रहा होता बैठ के, और मैं आज जो स्टार्टअप आज मैंने किया है जिसको मुझे पहुंचने में 4-10 साल लग गए, तो शायद मैं 1 महीने में कर लेता, बिकॉज ऑफ द नेटवर्क आई हैव. Similarly, as you mentioned, your kid is associated with 10 nationalities. Just imagine all these 10 kids or 10 nationalities become his amazing friends. and he want to do something and launch something across the world, he can do like this. For person like me or you who never interacted with any nationalities during the school time or college time, it's hell difficult. So this is a difference I believe in IIT and a normal college. Universities like MIT, BITS Pilani, or lot of universities are there, private universities in India. Why they are not able to do better than IITs? Because of just one thing, network. Alumni network.
Their alumni network plays a very big role. Very big role.
Right. Sachin Bansal Flipkart ना बना पाता अगर वो IIT Delhi से ना होता.
You look at most of the founders, they go back. I worked with a lot of founders as well. So they go back, they make sure that they hire from those campuses. So when the company grows, from the network, right? So their alumni network. And when I was also in a college, of course, Christ, when we reached out, I didn't have that kind of a background.
Absolutely.
And they share alumni network. And I don't know anybody. I can just call them and say, hey, I'm calling from the career cell, and I'm reaching out to the alumni. There is an alumni meet that we are organizing. Everybody gets excited. They come and participate, and that's when we say that there are new batch of students, new stream of students. So why don't you look at giving them internships, placements, and it's like that. Whereas a normal college student to land in an internship is a big task.
True. For example, if I talk about IIT, after IIT, there are a lot of people those who go into IS also and become IS officers also. It means when you're living in a community, you have access to the government, you have access to the best of the minds, you have access to the best of the CEOs of the company, best companies, you have access to the innovators, you have access to best sales people, you have access to best startup founders. So that's how the community plays a role. And if I talk about your community which you are trying to build, how big the community is and what is the ultimate goal or vision you see for this community?
Great. So see, the community that we are building is currently about, I would say 5,000 odd students, and it's growing. So the purpose of this community is basically built so that say I'm from Chennai, there is other person from Bangalore, other person from somewhere in Kerala, Jaipur, Delhi, Goa, Bombay, wherever, right? If they have the same passion and they want to become a similar personality, they have similar personality types. So when you work together with like-minded people, right, they may not know each other, or they might be in the same city in a different college. I am also preparing myself for data scientist. I am also, preparing myself for this domain, or cyber security, or digital twin, or RPA, cloud computing, whatever you call it, right? I'm sure you would have also done group studies, right? That's the best way to learn, right? So when you're preparing for something, you're not competing, right? So one more important thing that we do in the community is for everyone, once they've identified their career niche, validated, etc., built their keyword-friendly CVs to interview elevator page to, doing all of this. We also help them with building their influence. How do you build your talent influence? That's something which nobody teaches, right? So how do you build your talent influence? Don't just connect with people on LinkedIn and ask for jobs. You will be seen differently. Take an approach of asking for mentorship, right? Hey, I know you are doing this. You inspire me a lot, but at the same time, I'm learning, I'm growing on the same domain. Will you be able to mentor me, right? And then when there is a role open, so then we also help them with interview funnels. How do you build your interview funnels? Target 50 to 100 companies for you. Now say we both are pursuing the same dream, same kind of a job role, passion, etc. You will have a different set of 50 companies. I will have a different set of 50 companies. Now, how can I build my interview funnels so that when I graduate, I'm already attracting opportunities? It's not a 1 month, one day activity. You have to be seen amongst your circle and create that community. So this community is to create their career communities for themselves so that they are seen as thought leaders and the most wanted talents so that they can easily get hired. So if you position yourself right, build your interview funnels, build your talent influence, these two things nobody teaches. Where in the community, we handhold, guide students, and then make them job ready and help them also with templates and many other things. There are also platform access to land in their internships. If they are currently pursuing, they can still do internships while they are in school, while they are in colleges.
And how the enrollment process works in the community if I want to be a part of your community?
See, the first entry point is the book.
Okay.
The book is called The Future of Jobs. It's available on Amazon, etc. So the book has QR codes, which will, if you scan the QR code, it will take you to those discovery activities, exercises. There are 16 worksheets, exercises, etc., which you can do. And this book also has a QR code for our social handle. It also has a QR code for our free community membership.
Right.
So you just sign up. It's just like signing up for an Instagram or a LinkedIn account. Sign up. You will get access to the social feed. There are some videos, educational videos, which will help you with basic awareness. If you want, you can upgrade the membership. When you upgrade the membership is when you get to be a part of the weekly hackathons and the other events that we do, the master classes that we do. So what we also do in the community is we run these hackathons. Just that I said hackathons. This is a career hackathon. Say it's a 12-week program. Say week 1 we help you to discover yourself. Week 2 we help you to identify your passion. And then week 3 we help you to align. Week 4 we help you to validate. Just saying for examples. Now week 5 or week 6 we help you build your resume. Week 7 we help you build your interview elevator pitch. Week 8 we help you build your influence and then start building your funnels. So it's a 12-week program. If you missed anything, no problem. It is coming back. So you can come back in the next batch and you can continue your journey from there, because not all the students will be able to do everything at the same pace, or may not be the right time. They're just in the 10th grade.
And it's all virtual.
It's all virtual. And community hackathons keeps happening, and they are a part of that. Is they will receive emails, notifications, and all of that is there.
Right. So during this whole discussion, what I'm able to understand is this is a very beautiful concept, I'll say, where you are able to understand. And actually, ये ना concept ऐसा concept है, सबको मालूम है, but कोई कर नहीं रहा. Everyone is aware.
Correct.
We are not job ready or we are not future ready. But उसके लिए कौन क्या कर रहा है, कोई कुछ नहीं कर रहा. So it's a very beautiful concept. You created a community where your brand or the whole community is helping themselves or each other to get the job ready. और बहुत ही amazing है. But the whole conversation, I'm able to understand one thing is, or my learning from this whole podcast is, इस community को specifically जिनको अपने job ready करना है, इनके environment को change करना बड़ा important है. The mindset, specifically if I talk about the student mindset, teacher mindset, principal mindset, management mindset, and a parent mindset. तो आप क्या मैसेज देना चाहते हो इस पॉडकास्ट के थ्रू, जहाँ पे आपको लगता है कि सबके माइंडसेट को चेंज करके हम इस कम्युनिटी को बेटर बना सकते हैं, whether we call it a human community or a people those who are going to be ready for the job?
So great. So if you ask me what will trigger this change is, see, everyone has to come forward. It's a self movement, right? So when people participate on their own willing, see, everybody has different priorities as well. Somebody might be already settled, or somebody might have a family business which they may want to get into. But even I have seen those kind of kids, they go back to their family business and drive change, implement technology, and optimize the processes, functions, etc. Right? So for that, you need to definitely know the basic awareness. So all I would request is to everyone is to keep an open mind and keep learning, because learning is a never-ending journey. I keep learning even today. I'm sure I will continue to learn through the rest of my life. So don't think that you know everything. Keep learning and keep discovering. And as parents, as educators, give the freedom to the kid with a boundary, right? So I know that it's very important to be strict, but being strict may not be the right thing to do, so that they get scared and it creates some friction, and they may not want to come back to you for advice, or if they are really suffering on something, they may be scared to come back to you. But if you give a boundary, define a boundary and give your freedom within the boundary, so that they can then come back to you. So how I do it is I don't get into my kids day-to-day activities or micromanaging. For example, homeworks to his classes, to his music classes, his sports classes. I outsourced it. When I say outsourced it, it is under my supervision, but I don't directly control it, right? So that if something happens there, he's unhappy, or some fight, some conversations, I oversee it. He can still, he has that window to come back to me and speak about it. And don't keep pushing, pressurizing kids. Allow them to nurture. At the same time, hear more rather than speaking more. Hear more. When you hear more and you give that freedom and that comfort, only then they will come back. Otherwise, they would not want to come back and speak to you, right? So that's the request I would have for parents to give that freedom and and enroll them in the right system, right? So today's education system is teaching great things, but it is also missing a few things which we already know. So if there is an initiative like this and they can contribute to this, volunteer, all of these are most welcome. They can definitely participate in this or become a part of this free membership. They will get to know more, and then they can contribute to the community as well.
Wish you the luck, the kind of community you're building, and I guess this is the future and this is a requirement in the future. Jitna marzi hum advance ho gaye hain, but at the end of the day we are not creating what we should create after getting advanced in AI, technology, everything. So thank you so much, Sham.
Thank you so much for having me, Akshay. It was a pleasure, and it was I hope that it benefits a lot of
definitely. This topic should reach to everyone. We should make future ready or job ready, because that's very important.
Yeah.
Right.